In this video, I'm going to show you how to build an incredible AI agent that dives deep into Reddit to find real-world problems that small businesses are facing and turns them into potential money-making opportunities, all neatly organized in a Google Sheet for you. Whether you're looking to expand your market or find potential new business opportunities, this AI method will help you find these profitable niches that you never thought existed. I'm going to walk through step by step, so if you're not familiar with the tool or if you're not familiar with code, don't worry about it. This is going to be a no-code solution. I'm going to walk through step by step and show you exactly what nodes to build so that way you can take advantage of this amazing AI agent. The best way to make money is to find problems and come up with a solution. And in today's world, with all these amazing AI tools at our disposal, it has become extremely easy to utilize these tools to come up with solutions for businesses or the problems that these businesses are facing. And the great thing about Reddit is all the businesses are already providing you the problems they're facing, but now you can actually filter exactly based on industry using these AI agents and actually use another AI tool to be able to come up with a business solution for that particular problem. It has never been easier to find solutions for problems than now, and this is going to be that agent that's going to give you that opportunity to explore potential business ideas or opportunities that you can make money from. The link for the template and all of the resources for this particular workflow will be in the description below, so make sure you check it out. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zubair. My YouTube channel and my school community is all about building amazing AI agents using no-code tool like N8N. We have an incredibly supportive community where you can go ahead and if you run into any kind of problems, you can post your questions. We have daily calls in our school community where you can come in, introduce yourselves, tell us what you're working on, and then also tech support. If you run into kind of issues, you can ask your questions there. I'll put the link in the description. Make sure you join, because for this particular workflow, I'm actually gonna launch a live build on Sunday to go through step by step and build a different version of this that's also going to be very useful for businesses or individuals who are looking to monetize these opportunities. So make sure you check that out. All right, so let's get started. So instead of building this step by step, because it's a very complicated workflow and there's a lot of nodes involved, what I'm going to do is actually go step by step into each node to show you exactly what I did to come up with this amazing AI agent. All right, so let me zoom in a little bit and we can walk through step by step. Whoop, that's a little too much. All right, so the first node is going to be the execute workflow. When clicking, you can always add a automatic scheduled trigger as well. But the main node here to get started is the Reddit node. So the Reddit node is a node that's already integrated with N8N. So all you have to do is search for Reddit. And this is the node that's already there. And you have several different action items here. You can create a post, delete a post, get a post, get many posts, or search for a post. And in our particular use case, because we're searching Reddit for to filter data and search for posts for businesses that are posting their problems, we're going to be using the search for post method. So this is essentially what that parameters inside that search for post Reddit looks like. So the first thing you need to do is obviously create a credential. If you don't already have an API credential with Reddit, what you'll do is you'll click on new credential. And N8N has really great documentation on this. So you'll click on open docs here, and then this will provide you all the details of what you need to do. We're going to be utilizing this connection via OAuth 2. So you need to grab a client ID and a client secret. And the way you do that is you can just come here, click on the third-party app link here, and this will take you directly to your Reddit account. And the URL for this is just, let me pull that down a little bit. It says reddit.com/ this is the link for that particular, but again, you can go through that through the developer documentation for Reddit as well. Once you log into your account, you will come to the section where you need to create a new app. And in the bottom, obviously for you, this is not going to exist. I've already created an app here, so that's why it's showing this. But what you will do is come here, click on create an app. You will provide the name, the description. The redirect URI is going to be this OAuth redirect URL. You're just going to copy this, paste that here. Whoops. Paste it right here. And the about URL, you don't have to worry about it. You'll just create the app and then it will give you your client ID and secret. It's very, very simple. So if you just follow the steps right here, it's going to be very, very simple, and you'll be able to create your OAuth 2, and you'll just basically copy and paste your client ID and client secret here, and you will have your account connected. But since I've already done that, my Reddit account is already connected. The resource you're going to choose as post, because we need to search all the posts on the particular subreddit platform that we're looking for. The operation is going to be search. but there's many other operations that are available there. The location, so here's either if you're looking for a particular niche. So in my example, I'm only looking at the small business subreddits because I'm looking for the problems that small businesses are facing. So therefore, I'm actually identifying the location to be just a subreddit, not all Reddit. If you want to search all Reddit for something in particular, then you can do that as well. But I would suggest going the subreddit down. So first you need to find out what subreddit are you looking to grab these opportunities from. So this R small business subreddit is amazing. It's actually one of the largest subreddits on Reddit. You can see right here, it says top 1%. And there's a lot of active engagements there. As you can see, it has 1.8 million members. And this is kind of a typical, that's about 1,000 people are like online. And every day people are posting what issues they're running into. And this is where that gold mine of Reddit comes from, right? You need to come up with ways to solve real world problems, specifically for businesses. That's the best and quickest way to make money. But if you do this manually, this is going to take a long time. So that's why building this AI agent is so amazing, because now you can identify the subreddit and all you have to do is put that subreddit's name. And then in the bottom, this is the keyword that you're going to research, right? So you will search for things like looking for a solution, maybe keywords like recommendation. So you can play around with this to see whatever works for you, depending on what you're looking for, right? So instead of returning all, if you do return all, this is going to return all of the results, but I would suggest kind of going a little bit at a time so you can limit to how many posts it would return. And in my case, I put 10, but you can again play around with this to, as big or as small as you want. So let's say if I want to do 5, for example, for this particular one, the additional fields to sort, you can sort the Reddit posts by depending on whether it's new, relevant, or top, or comments as well. But one of the best ways I would suggest, if you're looking for opportunities that exist in this particular field, then you can either do hot or new. So if you just do hot, and if I just test the step right here, so this is going to output 5 results for me. And if I take a look at the JSON here, you can see the results for this particular search that we did shows up here. And you can see the subreddit itself is going to be the small business. And here is the self text, or this is the original post that the user has made for whatever issue they're running into, right? So once you do this, we can go ahead and further filter this. So the next node we're going to apply to this is going to be our if node. So the if node is going to do, we're going to actually further filter to make sure it's meeting our specific requirement. So the first condition I've put is that I want to make sure that I'm looking at posts that have at least 2 upvotes. And if you're not familiar with Reddit, every post somebody makes, when other users find that post helpful, they will click on upvote. It's almost similar to like, right? So you want to make sure you're filtering good posts, and a good value to put is 2 upvotes, meaning that at least 2 people have liked that particular post or clicked on upvote. So the first one is going to be a operation that says larger or equal to. And again, this that ups, you're grabbing this from the left hand side. This will be coming in right here. This particular post has 2 upvotes. And we're saying that filter this result. So if the condition is met that there's at least 2 upvotes, then it will pass it along to our next node. So the second value is going to be the self text, meaning we want to make sure that the post itself is not empty. So this is the self text that I'm grabbing here, and the operation is going to be not empty. We want to make sure the post has actual some form of value, that the post, is not some kind of a blank image or something like that, right? And somebody has actually posted a problem that they're facing, so that way we can provide some kind of a solution in our next nodes. So that's going to be the second value. The third value, we need to grab the date that this post was created, and we're going to have an operation that says occurred after. So this is where you need to do a little bit of, it's not coding. Again, I use ChatGPT to grab this, but what I'm doing essentially is I'm grabbing the date that this post was created, right? So JSON.created, this is the date this post was created. And let me see right here. The problem with this is that it's giving you in seconds. So I need to convert this from seconds to a date that's the ISO standard, right? And the way to do that is just essentially have this function there that says datetime.fromSeconds. So you're converting this date from seconds to this to ISO, and this function already exists. So all you have to do is just copy paste this. And what we're doing is we're filtering this. So we're saying provide us the post that has occurred, right, from the date that this was posted up until 180 days, right? So the date that it was posted minus 100 days. What this is going to do, this is going to provide you with posts from today till 6 months, right? Because otherwise you don't want to look at posts that are, for example, 2-3 years old, right? Because you want to look at posts or the problems that people are facing, these small businesses are facing currently. So that's why this filter is very, very important. And you can add, additional conditions depending on what your use case is, whatever you want to do. You can add additional conditions here. And then in the bottom right here, so combine. So we are saying that if all of these statements are true, right? So that's why you're selecting this all. So it says only if all conditions are met, it goes through into the true branch, right? So if all of these conditions above are true, now this is going to output the result into the true branch. And if I click on test steps, as you can see, I have true branch for all 5 items came through, meaning that all 5 items have at least 2 upvotes. The self text is not empty, and then also the date is within the last 6 months. So that's what we outputted here. All right, so we need to further, edit this to make sure that it's giving us proper data output. So I put a set node. So what this is going to do is this is going to change this data that's coming in now from our if node and further clean it up. So what we need to do is grab the actual resources that we need, so that way we can provide this to our further nodes for our AI tools. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm grabbing the number of upvotes that this particular post has, right? So you need to have a name that says upvotes, and then the value, these are going to be the upvotes that are coming in from our if node right here, right? So that's what we did. We grabbed this up, we put it right here. The subreddit size, I want to also make sure that the subreddit size is a large number, because that way we know that this is from a trustworthy resource. So the subreddit size, same thing. You're just grabbing the subreddit subscribers is right here in the bottom. As you can see, it has 1.8 million subreddit size. So that's great. So we're grabbing that. And then the original post, so this is going to be the post that was originally posted by this user. So I'm grabbing that over here. The date, again, that date is coming from that if node that we cleaned up earlier. And then the URL, we also want to grab the URL of that particular post there. So now let's go ahead and test this step. And as you can see, all 5 items were posted. And now we have this nice little formatted data that we're receiving, right? With the data being cleaned up now. Okay, all right, so we're good here. So now what we need to do is now the first step after this is to attach an AI agent. And what I'm doing here is in this AI agent, I want to determine whether this Reddit post is describing a business related problem or a need for a solution, right? So because you don't want to take a look at all items or all the results that are coming in, because a lot of times Reddit is going to post all the posts that are related to that keyword that you're searching for. So we're going to put an AI agent that filters the data that's coming out of Reddit and make sure that this is actually describing a business problem, or there's some kind of a solution that's needed for that particular. So that's why the prompt for this is going to be decide whether this Reddit post is describing a business related problem or a need for a solution. So this post should mention a specific challenge, a requirement that a business is trying to address. And I'm grabbing the post right here from our set node, right? And I'm saying the output from this should only be yes or no, because we don't need to have a description of what's going on. All we need to know is, hey, is this actually describing a business problem? And if it's yes, then go ahead and output as yes. All right, so we'll get out of this now. So the next step is we need to now grab the data that's coming in from the set node and then merge it with the output of this AI agent, whether it's going to be, a yes or a no, because that's exactly what it's going to output, right? So if we double click on this and if I just click on test step, and as you can see, it looks like all 5 items have the output of yes, right? And we'll test this again to show you what happens if an item is no. Actually, you know what? As a matter of fact, let me just do that quickly right now. So let's change this to 10. I'm going to click on test step because now we'll have more data. So now I have 10 items that are coming in. We'll do the same thing with our F node because this is not going to change, right? And so that's good. So 10 items comes from there. Our set node, so we're going to clean up the data further. And now if I click on test step here, now it's going to take a little bit longer because, it's going to go through 10 items instead of 5. And as you can see, it's kind of counting. It's very small right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it will show you all the data. Okay, so now the output is yes, yes. And then this one, it says the completion did not satisfy the constraints. And again, you can play around to further classify this and make sure that it's giving you the right results. But for now, for our purposes, it's good to go. So now we're going to merge the data that's coming in from the output of this AI agent, which is just going to be a plain yes or no, and also the data that's coming in from our set node. So what we need to do is set a merge node and combine these two, right? Because again, from the AI agent, our output is either going to be yes or something else. So then what we need to do is go ahead and test this step, because now this is going to combine all of that. And as you can see on top here, it has now an output on top of the existing data that was coming in from our set node here. So now we're good. So now let's go ahead and filter this. So now we're going to say, hey, only spit out data that meets this particular output condition is equal to yes, because we don't want anything else. If I click on test step now, so now as you can see, only all the 9 items came out as yes, and the discarded item is 1, meaning that this is the only one that said the completion did not satisfy the constraints, meaning it did not meet that criteria that this was a business problem. And if you can see right here, this is why, right? So it says, yo, so I run a marketing development agency based on Tunisia. We started with a website. So it looks like this post is not necessarily about solving a particular business case. That's why it didn't allow it to go further. So now we have these 9 items that are getting filtered. So the first thing we need to do is summarize this original post, because we don't want to send all the posts and put in our Google Sheet. We want to be able to summarize this. So you can add a summarization chain. Again, this is a native output. This is a native node that n8n has. So if you just click on node, you can either search for it or you can go to advanced AI, and this is the summarization chain right here. You can leave everything as it is. You can attach a model to it. So I've attached my OpenAI model, but you can attach Grok or whatever large language model you want to use here. But anyway, so we're good here. Get rid of this. So for the summarization chain, this is just going to output a summary of this original post, and it's going to have the concise summary that we need to further send this to our Google Sheet at the end. And there you go. We have a nice little summary here. As you can see, it says a fashion store. So this is the first one. A fashion store owner is seeking an inventory management solution that integrates with Square POS. This POS stands for point of sale. So it looks like they're having some kind of an issue when they're inventory tracking across storage spaces. So again, it's concisely summarizing all of this issues that are coming in from these small businesses into nice little formatted here. So now we have that summary. The second AI tool we're going to attach is an OpenAI tool here. Again, if you don't have an OpenAI account, make sure you create a credential and use your API here to get that connected. I use GPT-4 Mini, but this is the prompt here that I'm providing. So if I expand this, I'm saying based on the following Reddit post, and the Reddit post I'm providing right here, this is the original post that I dragged here. Suggest a business idea or service that I could create to help solve this problem for this business and others with similar needs. So that's the magic of this prompt, where now we're utilizing this AI tool to actually come up with a solution or suggest a business idea that would provide a solution for these problems that these real life businesses are facing, right? And that's the great thing about this. Now you can tweak this prompt to be able to test different ideas, different version of this. For me, just for this example purposes, this is good enough, because I just said, hey, here's the Reddit post that I'm giving. Suggest a business idea or service that I would create to help solve this particular problem that the business or other similar businesses are facing. Because now you want to make sure you're targeting a problem that is common among other businesses, so that way you can provide a service to build a solution for. And that's why in the bottom I said provide a concise description of a business idea or service that would address this issue effectively for multiple businesses facing similar challenges, right? So once I do this, now I can leave the output to simplify, and you don't have to do this as content as JSON, because this is only one item that is going to come out of this, and that's going to be again a business idea for this particular problem. So if you click on this step, This is going to go ahead and come up with business idea for all these issues. This is going to take a little bit because again, it's solving the problem for all these 9 items that are coming in here, right? So this is going to go ahead and work through that. All right, perfect. So now we got this nice little data here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. If I click on the table view here. All right, so now it says business idea, integrated inventory management, barcode scanning solution for retailers, service description. So this gives you all this great details on, hey, what kind of a business can you provide for this particular problem that this business is facing that would be a solution for similar other businesses who are facing the same problem. So as you can see, we're just using AI tools to figure out different solutions that we can provide for these businesses. And again, you can tweak the prompt here and play around with the prompt to get you the results that you're looking for. But this is a good example and a good foundation for you to see how this thing will work. All right, so now this is coming out of that, and we're also going to add the data from this filter node to our merge field, because we need to grab the data then to put it in our Google Sheet in a nice and clean format, right? So now you can have a merge node that combines all these 3, and the first one is going to be the filter from the filter. And again, this is the information that we need in our Google Sheet to be able to provide the subreddit, the upvotes, and all of that, the URL, to make sure that, you know, we're giving the proper resource for our Google Sheet to make sure everything makes sense. And then these other inputs are coming in from our summarization chain. This is going to summarize the original issue or the original post that the user posted. This OpenAI node is going to suggest a solution for that problem, or a business that's going to provide a solution for that problem. And then obviously this other data is coming in. So we're going to merge all of that, right? So we're going to combine all these 3 inputs, and now we can attach our Google Sheet here. So before I do this, let me show you exactly what that Google Sheet looks like. So here's what that's going to look like. Again, this is from my previous one, but I created a column, subreddit size, original post date, upvotes, the post URL, the original post, right? And the post summary and the potential solution. So you have all these different columns here that you can provide. And again, once you add this, right? Once you add this file that you created. So let me go ahead and get rid of the data that was already here. So that way we can populate this with the brand new data. Get rid of this, delete rows. And so this is the subreddit size, original post, as you can see here. And you can play around with this, the columns as well, depending on what your use case is. But this is just for sample purposes. And if we go back to our AI agent here, now if we click on Google Sheets, so what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the subreddit, right? And I'm grabbing the subreddit size, and I'm kind of basically grabbing that from the data that's coming in from this schema, and I'm going to show that in a little bit, and then kind of populating that to our Google Sheet, right? So that's going to be our Google Sheet there. And then what I'm doing is I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to provide another AI node called sentiment analysis, because let's say you have a team that you're working with, and you want to be able to grab this business solution or this business problem that's coming in, and you can have a sentiment analysis, and that way you can determine, hey, is this post, is this positive, negative, or is it going to be a neutral? And the ones that are negative are usually the ones that you can come up with a solution for. So what you can do is actually utilize the sentiment analysis AI node that N8N already has. And as you can see from this particular data that came out from Reddit, we have 3 items were positive, 4 items were neutral, and then there was another negative items that were sent to our different nodes. And you can do further things with this, right? So I said for my negative node, I'm going to attach this to a Gmail node where I can send myself or a team member an email with all the negative posts about this particular business. And then the positive and neutral you can send, for example, I'm utilizing the Slack node to send this to different channels. But again, you can do whatever you want. This is just like to give you an example. So now let's go ahead and test this whole thing out. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this, get rid of the data here, open this up, go back and maximize this. So that way you can see all of this thing in action. And let me make sure that our Google Sheet is empty. So as you can see right now, it's empty. Let me refresh this. And let's go back to our AI agent. And what I'm going to do is click on test workflow. So now this is going to execute all of this at the same time. And as you can see, 10 items are coming in from this. Let me zoom in a little bit. 10 items came out from Reddit. So now the AI agent processed that. We used our merge field. So now this is going to grab and come up with solutions for this particular post or for the particular business problem that this person is facing or this small business is facing. And it's going to put that in our merge. And the next node is going to be the summarization node, which is going to summarize this problem, right? And put it neatly on our Google Sheet. And then it's going to process the sentiment analysis afterwards. All right, so that's done now. So the filtration, it went from 10 items to 8 items, and now the rest are being processed. So let me actually go ahead and move this to the side so you can see now the Google Sheet being updated in real time, right? That went through, so now the sentiment analysis is gonna work. Let me do this, full screen. Oh, the Gmail, that's fine, Gmail is not the issue. Shut that off and then run this. So now we should be able to grab that Google Sheet and update the data here. And as you can see, perfect, there you go. So now we maximize this. So everything went through. So now let's go ahead and take a look here to our Google Sheet. So it posted the subreddit size, the original post that this post was made, the upvotes, right? So there's one have 2 upvotes, 2, this one has 7 upvotes. So you can see the different posts that have upvotes here. And this is the original post URL. This is the summary. Same thing, it says like a fashion owner seeking an inventory management solution to integrate Square POS. Great. And then here's the potential solution that's coming in from our AI agent that's gonna give you a business opportunity to create to solve these problems. So as you can see, this is very, very powerful because it's actually giving you the issue and then the solution as well. And again, this is just an example, so tweak this as much as you want to make sure you're getting the right results. And if we go ahead and click on, let's go ahead and actually click on this Reddit post to make sure that this Reddit post was real, and exactly it is. As you can see, it takes us to this particular post. It says inventory management system that merges with Scare. Hi, I'm a fashion store owner looking to expand an ID. Perfect. So now, like I said, go ahead and tweak this, the AI agents, the prompts to get the results that you're looking for, based on whatever need you have. So let me bring this back here. And the same thing on the sentiment analysis. You can create all these posts that could go to different locations. It doesn't have to be Slack or Gmail. You can put whatever you need and even tweak it further to customize and make this even better and better. All right, well, hopefully that gave you a good idea of how to look for opportunities that are on Reddit. And again, you don't have to just do this on small business, right? Like you can add a different subreddit. So let's say there's like different subreddits. For example, there's entrepreneurship subreddit, there's DIY subreddits, and all these great subreddits that people are posting all these great ideas or these problems that they're facing that they need a solution, and you could be the one who could take advantage of that. And now with this AI agent, you can actually easily filter all the great gems that are inside Reddit. So go ahead and play around with this. And for those of you who are on my school community, I'll put the link in the description for the templates here. All you have to do is go ahead and click on import from file, and you can download this file and put it in your workflow. So that way you can tweak around the prompts and additional notes to meet your needs. As I mentioned, for my school community, I'm doing a live build session of this next week on a 1-hour call, where I'll build another version of this, so that way you can ask me questions on the different nodes. And if you run into any issues while you're building this, that will be a good opportunity for you to ask your questions and make sure that whatever you're building is going to be successful. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I've got some other great tutorials that are upcoming, so make sure you like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.